the NBA MVP race has been narrowed down to three people in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, and Luka Doncic. And one interesting fact is that these three players are all actually foreign-born players outside of the United States, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being born in Canada, Nikola Jokic being born in Serbia, and Luka being born in Slovenia. But that's not the point of this video. This video is to touch on the fact that Nikola Jokic may be having his best season in the NBA, and that includes 2 MVP seasons, and it's not getting talked about nearly enough. This year, he's averaging 26.1 points, 12.3 rebounds, and 9 assists a game on 57% shooting and 34.6% from 3. And if you compare that to his first MVP season of 2020-2021, he's averaging similar points, higher field goal percentage, slightly lower three-point percentage, and more rebounds by 2 and more assists per game. And that was a year that they were not at the top of the conference. And this year, if you look at the NBA standings, Nikola Jokic has led this team to a half game back of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they have 52 wins. Last season, he led them to the first seed in an NBA championship and had lesser stats and was still considered to be the front runner for his third MVP in a row for most of the season. And this year, I think that the only reason that he's not leading the MVP race, again, is the fact that the same way that they've done it to LeBron James before, there is voter fatigue that is coming into play with Nikola Jokic. Because in all honesty, I think that he's the most balanced all-around player in the league. And I think that if you're talking about pure value to your team, you cannot get a more valuable player than Nikola Jokic. Jokic has taken a team that would be maybe a 500 team otherwise, with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon, who are all good role players, but not necessarily superstars, and taken this team to the first seed in a championship last year and a half game back of the first seed in an incredibly competitive Western Conference this year. And if you look at this team and what they would be without him, you cannot argue that he is not by far the most valuable player to his team. And I think that the only player that comes close to this value is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because you put Shai on any other team and this Oklahoma City team would be crumbling right now. But I think that Jokic has his team in a position to win back-to-back championships and have back-to-back 1 seeds in the Western Conference. And I think that if you're looking at who do you not want to face in the fourth quarter of a playoff game or in the fourth quarter of a Game 7, it is definitely Nikola Jokic. Jokic is a guy that will take over a game in the fourth quarter, and while his scoring numbers may not look crazy like a Luka Doncic or a Joel Embiid, I think that his overall presence on the court is unmatched in the league right now, because you'll have him for 23 seconds completely bottled up, and then he'll hit a step back, fade away, over his head three-pointer that doesn't even look physically possible to make, and he'll just deflate the other team. If you look at the Lakers series last year in the Western Conference Finals, all 4 games were relatively close, but Nikola Jokic took over every single time in the fourth quarter, and the duo of him and Jamal Murray simply could not be stopped throughout the entire series. And then when you got to the finals against the Heat, they also were just dominant and won that series 4-1 as well. In the Western Conference Finals and NBA Finals last year, the Denver Nuggets only lost 1 game throughout the entire 2 series, which are supposed to be the 2 hardest series in the NBA. And he went up against the LeBron and Anthony Davis-led Lakers and the Jimmy Butler Miami Heat, who had just beat the Giannis Antetokounmpo Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. So he had an incredible all-time performance in last year's NBA playoffs, and this year, statistically, he has been much better, and he has still led his team 2 wins in an even tighter Western Conference. So in my opinion, this should not be even a race between him and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in terms of the MVP award. And I think that his third MVP should be on the way to his address already from now. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below, and make sure to comment who you think is going to win the NBA championship and NBA MVP this season. God bless you all. I hope you have an amazing day, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the coming days. God bless.